What's up guys, Jcfigz here, and today we're going to review the WWF official Figures Toy Company Smoking Skull Replica Belt. Now we'll go ahead and start off with the leather or the strap on this belt. It's not real leather like the other Figures Toy Company belts that I have reviewed. This is fake leather. Remember, this belt is like 20 years old, but the strap isn't too bad. It's not quite as stiff as the WWE shop faux leather, but it's certainly not as good as the Fan-Do faux leather. So you can see it there. It doesn't really flop over a whole lot. It's pretty stiff, but what do you expect from a over 20-year-old belt? We'll start off with the snap box here. On the very right side, we have an 8x2 snap box, and surrounding the snap box is some stitching. It's not hand tooled. There's not a whole lot of texture or anything pretty going on around that snap box. We'll go ahead and move on to the outer side plate. The outer side plate is shaped like a shield, almost like a police badge, and it has the WWF scratch logo, and right underneath that is Attitude. Both are in red. In the background behind WWF and Attitude is what appears to be shattered glass, and that is outlined in black. This side plate is gold plated, as you can tell, and all plates on this belt are 2 millimeters thick. The inner side plate here is similar in shape, just larger. It has the WWF scratch logo at the top in red. Right underneath the scratch logo is a smoking skull. On the smoking skull's forehead, you can see the WWF scratch logo in red there again. You have the smoke coming out of the eye sockets. You can see the nose socket, the teeth. You can see the skull shape pretty good. And surrounding the skull is a rattlesnake. Behind the rattlesnake and the top WWF logo is more shattered glass. And then we move on to the center plate. And surrounding the center plate is barbed wire. Right at the top you see World in gold. It has a black background. Then we get the skull right underneath the World banner. WWF scratch logo in red and the skull's forehead. You can see the smoke coming out of the eye sockets on this skull again. And then the nose socket and the teeth. This skull on the center plate is much more detailed than the side plate skull. And the teeth are even slightly different. The teeth on the center plate skull are a lot more sharp. He almost looks like a vampire. Then on each side of the center plate is a rattlesnake, and he has his mouth open. And you can see all the little details in the rattlesnake and of course its tail. At the bottom we have a black banner and it says Heavyweight Champion in gold. And then in the background of this center plate is more shattered glass outlined in black. Then outlining the entire belt is gold stitching. The two left side plates are the exact same as the right side plates. And then we move all the way down to the left and it has a 5x2 female snap box, which also has some stitching going around that as well. No fancy designs there. Flip the belt over and we have this very nice snakeskin. My smoking skull belt does not have the Figures Toy Company sticker on the back, unfortunately. Some of these old Figs Inc. belts came with stickers rather than stamps like we see on the new replica belts. And whoever had this one previously must have just ripped it off or it fell off over time. Other than that though, this strap is in really good condition. The plates are pretty scratched up, but the strap itself is really nice. And these older belts, I would not personally get re-leathered, just because I feel like having the original strap with an official WWF belt, to me that holds more value than a re-leather. Sure, having plates on a real leather belt is nice, but for collecting purposes, the original strap holds more value to me than a real leather strap. Now there are a few differences on this belt than on the current WWE shop smoking skull belt. The shattered glass in the background on this replica is outlined in black. It is not all black like on the current WWE shop belt. The logo, not only is the logo WWF, but it also appears to be different font than the current WWE shop version. I believe there's a few more differences. Maybe the snakes might have some differences. If you know, comment below and educate me a little bit. And just some history on this belt. This belt was designed by a man named Matthew Balk. He's a great guy. I'm friends with him on Facebook. He's really cool. He's designed many belts. I think the ECW television title, he designed that as well. The actual maker of the Smoking Skull belt was the infamous Jamar. There's a whole lot of controversy around that guy in the belt community. Look into it if you want, but I'm not getting into it here. Now, the story behind the Smoking Skull belt, it goes like this. Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal actually suggested that Stone Cold gets his own gimmick belt because he was just so badass. And I believe Stone Cold actually came out with a Smoking Skull at first without Vince McMahon even knowing. Vince was going to scrap it, but the crowd went crazy over it. So they decided to hang on to the Smoking Skull belt for a little while. Of course, they ended up making replicas, selling a lot, and the rest is history. This is probably the most famous gimmick belt in all of wrestling history. Now we'll go ahead and test the snap boxes and then discuss value. Alright, so let's go ahead and test this out and see how well these snap boxes snap together. They're not too bad. Honestly, the WWE shop belts, I have a little bit more of a problem snapping together. But yeah, these Figures Toy Company belts are not bad at all. It fits great. I got around a size 34-inch waist, not too big, not too small. It actually feels very comfortable. It looks good around the waist. The plate on this belt is not curved. It's very flat, but it still doesn't feel too bad. It is a lightweight belt, and the faux leather on it is pretty soft. The snap box is strong. I can bend over, bend up, side to side, no problem at all. It doesn't come apart. Pretty good belt. I could wear this around the house. I could probably even give someone a stunner without this thing coming off. Overall, it feels good and it looks great. Let's talk value real quick. Obviously, because this has the official WWF logo, it was made by Figures Toy Company and licensed by the World Wrestling Federation. The value of this belt is going to be a lot higher than your average WWE shop belt. This replica is over 20 years old and it has the WWF logo, which we all know is no longer able to be produced. So you can usually find this belt anywhere between $300 to $800 depending on condition and if it comes with the belt bag. If you find any officially licensed World Wrestling Federation belts under $300, I highly suggest you buy them. The value for the officially licensed WWF belts will only increase over time. Unless somehow the World Wildlife Foundation goes under and WWE decides that they want to take back the WWF name. Anything is possible in the wrestling business. The WWE Shop Smoking Skull Championship replica is very nice. The plates on that belt are 5mm. These ones are only 2mm. The strap on that WWE shop belt still is not good, and I would suggest getting that one re-leathered if you do decide to purchase it. But that's about it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed my review. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, peace.
Perfect.